Are you that smart? Honestly, that was the question I got asked by a distant relative who just learned that I was getting paid as an IT coach. And many other politer people on social media, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and my private messages on Instagram, even though I don't really run my Instagram well, but people do reach out there, and they also have been asking me why I share my experience and where do I get the time and whether it's rewarding and why do I do this at all? Because I run an outsourcing/outstaffing company myself, and don't I fear the competition because I'm literally digging my own grave by sharing this experience for free? And the answer is simple. Now, the reason why I'm sharing my experience and others don't is not because I'm the smartest girl in the room, definitely not so. It's just because I care to share. And I mean, as simple as that, most entrepreneurs who have way more experience in the industry than I do simply prefer not to share their secrets and their ways, and I do. And the reason why people don't share their experience for free on the internet is not necessarily because they are bad people who won't open their mouth without $1 in advance. I mean, no, definitely not. There might be numerous reasons behind them not wanting or being able to share their experience, and here are just a few of those. And the first and simplest reason is that they simply don't care to share, meaning that the thought has never even occurred to their minds. They just want to tend to their business, they've got a lot on their plates already, and coaching doesn't even fit the picture. So this is the first reason. They're too overloaded, it doesn't even occur to them that they actually can coach. Why should they? The second reason why people don't share their experience on the internet is because they might not be good tutors or coaches or mentors, because the best players are not always the best mentors, and the best mentors are not always the best players. Not everyone has that state of mind, and teaching might not just be their thing. For example, my husband, who is by now a solutions architect, has been approached multiple times by different courses and online platforms to create a course on DevOps engineering for them, and they were willing to pay him money for creation of that course, but he simply says no. Teaching is not his thing. He's not interested in that. He can't teach. He's not good at it. Why should he? The third reason why more experienced people would not share their experience for free on the internet is because they don't want to waste their time on content creation. Because let's face it, not everybody is as lucky as my husband, who's been offered to get paid for his content creation efforts. Most of other people who want to share their experience have to figure out how they would monetize their efforts, and more often than not, they would never monetize their efforts at all. So this would be a content creation for the sake of the content creation, and not everybody is this way. So it's not really rewarding unless you build a business out of your content creation, which might take a lot of time and effort, and not everybody is up to that. Why spend their free time on something that will never pay off? The fourth type of more experienced people not wanting to share their experience is that they might be hiding their secrets, fearing the competition. And yes, this type of people exists, and it wouldn't be fair to deny it. I know several examples of such people. I would say those are insecure people. That's their choice. The fifth reason why people wouldn't want to share their experience for free on the internet is that they might want to share their knowledge only with people who pay them well. They value their time, and they wouldn't consider working with poor entrepreneurs, aka IT entrepreneurs who are new in the market or who just consider starting IT business, not really having much to invest into coaching. And I'm sure you have met with such coaches. They are all over the internet, and they wouldn't work with you if you don't have a minimum investment of 2 to 5K to start working with them. And that is too much for people who are just starting out. They're even unsure whether that's the right thing or whether they will proceed doing this thing. And I would say that is unfair to them, but to each its own. And I can say for myself, when I wanted to start my IT business, I had $0 to invest into learning. And back at the times, there wasn't much information available, especially on IT outsourcing. And by the way, there isn't much available on the market as of yet. There are coaches who talk about IT product businesses, but not many who talk about IT outsourcing businesses. Thankfully, I had my own experience and I knew the business like inside out. But anyways, I surely could do with some free or paid advice, but something I could afford. And that's what I'm here for regular people like myself to be able to afford the advice they are looking for. And there are tons of free information on my YouTube channel. Just go to the playlists or binge watch all of my videos where I shared the details, the particulars. And if you watched my videos on Estonian taxes, so I share everything in details for free. You're welcome to stay and binge watch all of them. Summary of it all, I'm definitely not the smartest girl in the room, but I care and I share real life experience only, practical tips only, which you might apply to your case or see if it applies. And I've been a member of a couple of IT communities. They charge pretty expensive fees. However, that is more of a library of valuable resources than sharing actual practical steps for you to take as a new IT entrepreneur. If you're not even sure where to get started and how to do that, you want something practical. You want to talk to a person who has actually done it himself or herself. And in such communities, typically, if you even get one-on-one calls, those are calls with some marketing or salespeople who just know the theory, but who are not really proficient in the practical side of it, if you know what I mean. But of course, I'm not your regular know-it-all coach who shares everything about everything. No, I share some specific knowledge about IT outsourcing, IT outstaffing, sometimes IT recruitment and IT product business because I have experience in both, but more limited than in IT outsourcing and outstaffing. And if I don't know, I'll refer you elsewhere or tell you who might know better. By the way, have you watched Lincoln Lawyer movie with Matthew McConaughey? And he was called the expert on experts guy. So I'm your expert on experts gal. And actually, I'd prefer staying this way. Simple to approach by anyone with any questions you might have. And I wish I had someone to rely on back in the days, and I wish I had someone not scary to approach, to turn for mentorship or even some tiny advice, but I had to learn it the hard way. Wow, what a journey. Want to join? Oh, and by the way, I forgot to ask, which type of a coach would you prefer to work with? Let me know your perfect type in the comments.